Hi, I'm Brenda Ellis, author of Artistic Pursuits, an art curriculum for preschool through high school. I'm so glad you've joined me today. Last week, we learned that current brain science tells us that the more we do a task, the better we get at it. And that means that anyone can learn any kind of skill. So today, I wanted to talk about the idea of talent, because natural talent is something that people often attribute to other people. They have natural talent for art, or I don't have any talent for art. We often hear those things. But what is talent? Talent is the ability to do something, and in the definition is the word natural. And so people often assume that that means that you're either born with it or you're not. And the problem with that is that, again, it puts us in a box, just like the I'm either right-brained or left-brained idea that we talked about last week. Having talent or not having talent for something also tells us what we can and can't do. And that's a shame because according to current brain science, you learn skills by doing them. At the beginning, it's very difficult. If you remember, those skills are difficult, and then they become easier and easier as you continue and repeat that same skill. So when we talk about talent, I think what is really going on is that some of us are born naturally to be more attuned to sound, things we hear. And those people might really enjoy music and go into that into those kinds of activities. And others of us are very visually aware. And maybe we became visually aware because our parents pointed those things out to us, or maybe we were just naturally visually aware. And because of that, we enjoyed art, and so we did it again and again. And if you are a person who really likes art, you know that you spend many, many hours doing it. And so your skills are growing. And what people will then do is look at you and say, oh, you're really talented. But that talent didn't come just naturally. It was a skill that you built. And I especially want to talk to you younger siblings because you have had fewer years to make art than your older sibling or even your parent, whoever you are comparing yourself to. It's not that they have more talent or less talent, or that you have more talent or less talent. It's all about the number of hours that they have spent doing the task. And if you enjoy art, you're going to do it. You're going to make a lot of art. Today, I want to encourage you that anyone can draw. And if it's something you love to do, I want to show you how to do it better. And so join me on our next art lesson, and I hope you have fun today. Tear a sheet of paper in half. Use one to place the objects onto, and use the other to draw those objects. That way we can compare where the objects sit to the edge of the paper. I'm arranging small objects that I found in my kitchen. As I draw, I'm looking at the placement of the spoon on the paper. The center of the spoon sits near the center of my paper, so I draw light lines to find that center. And I look at where the handle goes off the edge of my paper in the upper right corner. I use my pencil to find the angle of the straight edges of the sugar cube. I use my pencil to find the angle of the straight edges of the tea package. I'm drawing the edges of each item. I use lines to draw those edges. Some lines are curved and some lines are straight. The line might be too close or too far from the edge of the paper. Continue to use the edge of the paper as a guide, checking the distance of an object to the edge of the paper. I redraw lines to get them closer to the edges that I see. I erase when too many lines make my picture confusing. You can do that too. Always draw a line again if you see that it needs improvement. You might see that a line needs to be in a different position. Also check the distances of objects to each other. Now choose a few small items from your kitchen. You might want to find fairly flat objects, as I've done today in my drawing. Draw the shapes or the edges of the objects. Compare distances and angles as you draw your objects. Have fun! Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed learning to draw from observation. Be sure to sign up on our email list so that you can receive notifications of each new lesson. And I'll see you next week.